All right, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius. And for the Sagittarius that I'm reading for today, I'm seeing that you're having some anxiety over the course of your life path and reaching success, whatever that means to you. So that's what this reading is going to be about, and I'm going to dive deeper into these energies in a moment. But before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like a personal reading, I do offer them, and you can email me. My email is down below in the description box. And if this reading resonates with you, please take a second to like and subscribe, as that helps me out with the channel quite a bit. So, Sagittarius, I'm seeing here in the recent past with the Chariot, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Swords, that you were heading in a certain direction, but there was a lot of pain kind of attached to whatever you were moving through. And it could have felt like whatever you were working towards or wherever your energy was flowing, that it just wasn't really working out, or there was something really stressful kind of attached to that. Now, your overall energy for the reading is the Temperance card. Um, and so that's sort of about your overall journey and the time that everything is taking and what's unfolding for you over time. And when I clarified the Temperance card, I got the Six of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. So it seems that it's taking a long time for you to reach whatever you would consider success in a certain endeavor and to really see the payoff in terms of what you're investing in. Now, this could have to do with a project, a work project, it could have to do with a relationship, but I'm also just kind of seeing this largely as what you're committed to spiritually with the High Priestess here. There's something here about your commitments being tied up to your spiritual values. And so maybe you have some type of spiritual career, maybe the work that you do in the world is tied to your spiritual beliefs, or maybe there's just some spiritual undercurrent that sort of guide how you view success or what it is you want to contribute to the world. And I'm seeing that you will have the success that you're looking for. It's just going to be a longer process than maybe you anticipated, and things are going to happen in ways that you might not expect. And ultimately, you're going to get where you're going, but I do see there being kind of some roadblocks along the way. And with your oracle cards today, the oracle cards that I pulled are Existence, Understanding, and Rebirth. So, really, what I'm seeing here is that it's not so much about the destination as it is about the journey. It's about what you learn along the way, and that's really the point of this. And so, you might be kind of product focused and kind of thinking, okay, what's the end result going to be? Am I going to succeed? Is it going to be valuable? All of that. And Spirit kind of wants to reorient you towards an understanding of what are you actually learning from this process, because there's something about this process that's meant to elevate you spiritually and teach you things about yourself, about life, about the world, about others, whatever it is. There's something deeper about your existence that you're meant to understand here, and that is going to be taught to you through multiple experiences of rebirth. And so often what that means is that things come to an end, they start again. You work on something, it comes to an end, you start again, over and over again. And to you, you might think, oh, I failed at many things, or I haven't ever reached, the top of the mountain. But it's not so much about reaching that top of the mountain, it's about reaching different checkpoints along the way and then starting over until you reach the next checkpoint, and so on and so forth. And so you could be in the midst of a rebirth process right now, or you could kind of be on this sort of unfolding path of rebirth after rebirth where you learn more and more, and it all sort of builds up to something deeper, some deeper spiritual lessons, some deeper spiritual results. Let's take a look at what was going on for you in the recent past, and let's clarify the Chariot. We have the Hierophant, the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Cups. again, something you committed to and you put a lot of effort into this over time, but it felt like it wasn't moving forward. And there was some disappointment there. And for some of you, I'm seeing like some sort of family dynamic or group dynamic. There could have been like a group of people involved here, and you really wanted to work with them or be involved with them. And over time, it just wasn't really panning out. And it looks to be quite a disappointment, whatever this was, that it didn't move forward and that it didn't gain the steam that you were looking for. And I'm seeing that it caused you a lot of stress with that Nine of Swords. Let's take a look at the Nine of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Page of Pentacles. There was someone opposite you, some relationship or maybe multiple relationships, that it's like you kept trying to make it work and it just didn't work out, and it just caused you stress and pain. With the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, it could have caused you real material hardship. Maybe this was really draining. Maybe someone drained you financially or something was attached to your finances here. And it just felt like it never really got to the point that you wanted it to get to. And if anything, it detracted from you. It took something from you in a way. And it was very stressful over time. And your energy could have kind of tanked. And eventually you reached the Three of Swords, which is just straight up heartbreak, straight up pain, and really a kind of nasty energy. Let's take a look at that Three of Swords. The Nine of Cups, the King of Swords, the Worlds. Basically, you're showing me this feeling of, I just need to accept that what I thought was making me happy is coming to a close, or that what I thought this was going to be, it's not going to be. I need to end this, or this needs to come to an end, or maybe it just came to a natural end, and there's some level of like acceptance of, maybe I'll find happiness, but it's not here. It's going to be somewhere else. And then with the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, that's about stepping into your independence and stepping into your strength as an individual without whatever this was. And so that's the rebirth process that you're really in, is kind of just pivoting and realizing, okay, that didn't work. It was very painful. There was no way around it. It had to come to a close. And now in the current energy, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, or the Eight of Pentacles, sorry, the Seven of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. So, again, this feeling of whatever you're working towards, it's not really progressing. It's just kind of staying at the 4. You're wanting it to be at the 8. You're putting in a significant amount of energy, and yet it's not really getting there. There's some kind of blockage, and it's in the center of your reading here. So whatever this blockage is, this is going to be something that is, again, very difficult for you to move around. It's kind of in the center of the energy of everything here. So let's take a look at that blockage with the Seven of Wands. For the Seven of Wands, you get the Ten of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Lovers. So I wasn't really sure what that meant. And then I clarified that, and I got the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Devil. So really what I'm seeing here is a deep fear around what is possible for you, and a lot of anxiety and fear that comes up when it comes to making a choice around your happiness and really moving towards your happiness and what it is you desire. You're meant to kind of move freely towards whatever it is you desire, but there's like a blockage within you that comes from a place of fear with the Devil there. Could be a fear of new things, a fear of accepting change, a fear of moving forward. I'm thinking of this quote that's like, life is like a bicycle. In order to go forward, you have to keep moving. And so you could be kind of at this point, this juncture where one thing has ended and another thing is opening up. And it could be something really good. And there could be opportunities coming towards you, but there's like this deep fear that sort of keeps you closed off in some way to accepting whatever this new thing is. Let's take a look at the devil. The world, the moon, the fool. It's also about opening up to the unknown. This shift, this rebirth that you're going through, it could have to do with leaving behind your comfort zone and taking a risk, taking a major chance into the unknown, and trusting that if you're following something that makes you happy, that feels good, that's all that you can really do. There also might, for some of you, be something about being vulnerable or being seen, or like opening up a part of yourself that you only ever kept hidden before, and like really sharing yourself. And it makes sense why you would be afraid of opening up in that way, because if you felt rejected in the past, or you felt like you tried to work with other people or open up to other people and you got rejected or it didn't work out, it makes sense that this time around you're going to be even more afraid, that you're going to carry that fear with you into the present. But there's something here about, with the closing of that last chapter, also closing off the way that you used to do things and not bringing old fears into this next chapter with you, leaving them in the past as well. Let's take a look at what you're working on with the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the King of Cups. It's something that you feel very passionate about. It's something you have a lot of care and love for. Whatever this is sort of represents just increased happiness, increased care. This is something that you are like, oh, I enjoy this, let me devote more of myself to it. It speaks to your heart enough that you're saying, I need to work on this more, or give more of myself to this. It may have started off small or as sort of an inkling of passion, and now it's grown into sort of like a full-fledged project or passion project, something that is attached to what you want for yourself and what makes you feel good. Basically, this is something that you love, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a project, some type of dream of yours that you're pursuing. You're showing me, I'm putting all of my heart into this. And then as you do that, it's almost like you get stopped up by that inability to open up further. Because this speaks to your heart, it's something that's going to require the fullness of your heart and to really lay it all bare and like show yourself. When it comes from the heart, it requires a certain level of vulnerability, a certain level of being seen, of showing how you feel, of showing who you are and what you bring to the table energetically. And there's a part of you that's scared to truly open up and let yourself be seen. And that's what kind of keeps you in this Four of Pentacles rather than moving into the Eight of Pentacles. For the Four of Pentacles, we get the Page of Swords, Temperance, the Three of Cups. So then you kind of ask yourself, when is this going to happen? When am I going to receive the connection? Or when am I going to be seen in the way that I want to be seen? And you're kind of asking this question and asking this question for a long time, not realizing, well, you're not going to be seen and received until you open up. And the key is actually you opening up and letting your heart be seen. There's something here about your heart being the most beautiful thing about you, Sagittarius, but you're very scared of being hurt because of what you went through in the past, so you keep it kind of locked up. And I'm kind of getting the image of someone in front of a camera, and so for some of you this is very literal in the sense of letting yourself be seen on camera, maybe on social media, writing something, sharing a gift of yours. But it's not just about the gift that you're sharing, it's about the fact that it comes from the heart. Some of you could be sharing a message that is very near and dear to you, and so you're like, I don't want to show this to the world because it's precious to me. But there's something here about showing your heart because it's the most beautiful thing about you. And that once you show your heart to the world, that's when you're going to make room for other people who resonate with you to come towards you on that level. But first, you're going to have to make yourself vulnerable. And so I see you kind of asking, when are people going to come to meet me in this? And they're going to come to meet you when you allow them to, by opening up in a way you've never opened up before. And I do see you kind of realizing this. And once you realize it and you set out on that path, that's when you start to elevate with that Seven of Pentacles. Because in the future, we have the Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. So let's take a look at the Three of Wands. The Three of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. There's two parts to this next step. There's the passion that you feel with the Ace of Wands, and then there's taking it to the Three of Wands and really planning out, okay, how am I going to turn this passion into something realistic? How am I going to kind of harness my energy into a plan that will move me forward? And so Spirit's saying, feel both energies. Feel that spark of passion, that inspiration, the Ace of Wands, and also feel the Three of Wands energy, the planning phase, the thinking phase, because both are important to executing whatever this is. Let's take a look at the Ace of Wands for you, Sag. The Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Chariot. You feel excited, and you also feel the burden of moving this forward. Of like, yes, I can do this. It's going to be a big lift. It might be challenging, but I know that this is the path forward, and you kind of reignite your energy. And as you reignite your energy, and you set off on that path, then comes the planning, and you kind of collect your energy and you move forward. And there's the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck, so your heart comes back online, and hopefully you're saying, my heart can be seen now, my heart can be held. Let's take a look at the Seven of Pentacles. The Four of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. As soon as you put your plans into motion and you combine your passion and your plans, you're going to see that you don't actually have to worry about anything, because things are going to start clicking into place, and the things that weren't working before are going to start coming back around to work out in ways that you haven't experienced yet. And where in the past there was heaviness, there was stress, it's going to start to flow more because you're not going to bring that stress with you. And so there's multiple kind of messages to this reading. One is that the past chapter had to close, and with it, so did the patterns or the feelings that came with that chapter. And then the second piece is about you believing in yourself and the strength of your own heart enough to open up. And I see all of that kind of coming into play, clicking into place. You're no longer struggling as much with the stress of making all of this happen, and then the energy itself switches and you start moving forward. So really positive reading for you today, Sagittarius, and really special as well. Now, before we close out the reading, I'm going to ask the universe for 3 cards of advice for you. Let's see what we have. Your advice from the universe is the Tower, the Hanged Man, the Six of Wands. So this is calling back to the original message of the reading. No matter what happens, stay strong, weather the storm, center yourself, and know that you're going to be okay. And know that no matter what waves hit the shore, or no matter what bumps in the road you come across, those are rebirth processes that are going to make you stronger. And you can make it through anything that happens if you really believe in yourself and you just keep going and you see it as a rebirth rather than an ending. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope this helps. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you next time.